And we are live. It's Thursday night. Where's Dr. Art? I sent him the link, waiting for him to show up. Good evening, everybody. Is there enough glare in my glasses tonight? I hope so. So we're doing this out of the house because the internet at the shop is still hit and miss. That's a little, crazy like that. And nobody can seem to get it fixed. So, boy, I look like I just climbed out from under a 67 Belvedere, don't I? Um, Hello, everybody who's here. Mexican Spec, Driveway Misfits, Fun with Cars, Territory. Um, where's Dr. Art? I hope nothing tragic has happened to him. Uh, yeah, he's not texting me back yet either. Bill McHeisker, what's happening? Um, Overnight, what was that? Overnight guitarist? Everything just shot right past me over here. Chevy Hemi, sorry, I ate the internet at the shop. Woof woof. Yes, overnight guitarist. Hello from Kingsman, Arizona. War Ghost, American Trucker. John T, Bobby Z. Oh, wait, message coming through from Dr. Art. The email Kathy has is the one that got hacked. Here's the new one. Oh, shit. Okay, hang on a second. Kathy! Yeah, here, you got to send the email that you sent the link to Dr. Art with. Yeah. That's the one that got hacked. He doesn't have it anymore.
Is Brian here?
No.
I can't find her.
She's in the shed.
Oh.
She's got to be in the shed. drartstuff21@gmail.com.
Wait, what is it?
I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah.
Hang on, guys. We're,
Excuse me, I got to go through the emails again.
All right, hang on now.
Can't do it from the computer. I got to find Winnie.
Okay, now I have to find her number. You would think we would have this stuff. Paste, yes. I did it. I successfully did it. Okay, so where were we? Did I crawl out from under the Booker chair? Boomer chair, my boomer chair. No, I should have though. Boomer chair is good. It's a good place to be. People love boomer chair videos. I don't know why they're so popular, but they are. So no, I've been working on the Belvedere. The motor's in the car. I got the headers in it. Got the starter in it, and I was just throwing converter bolts in it. And I said, oh, I have to go do a live. So Fun with Cars. You're just talking amongst yourselves. Kitchi Kylie, what's happening? Let's see. Overnight Guitars looking for a plug-and-play 318 for my Barracuda build. Is $1,200 a good deal? $1,200 seems pretty high, man. You can still get good running 318s or 5.2s. Like if you're looking for an engine, right? A 5.2, a Magnum out of a later model, you can pick those up in decent shape for $400 or $500. So $1,200 seems like it might be a lot. I mean, it just depends. How plug and play is it? Did you hear the engine run? Is it really all together? You have to add nothing to it. It's got spark plug wires and everything. And like I said, you've heard it run. Yeah, I guess 1,200 is okay. But if it's something that's just you're gonna plug it in, that's a lot for a 318. Katie Best. Oh my God, how are you, Katie? I love catching you live. Love to you and Kathy. Katie is a victim of my coffee house days. So I don't know if you guys know. I had a bunch of coffee houses. I had one in New York City before we left there, and I had I don't even know how many I had here. And Katie was a regular for years at my places. How you doing, Katie? She moved to Florida. Great people. Boomer chair, Joe K, the boomer chair must be pretty comfortable for you to sit in it for 45 minutes. I'm generally numb from the eyebrows down, so I don't really feel very much. Let's see. Katie's still living in Florida, living the good life. Katie, we were actually looking for like a winter place. We were going to go down and start hunting in like the Tampa area, someplace between like Ocala and Tampa, for like a winter place, just something to escape, 3 months out of the year and head down there. And then we had some things come up, and that didn't happen. But there still might be some Florida in our future. Barry Cuda, hello again, Barry Cuda. Let's see, Lego Master. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Lego Master. Do you have an email address I can message you with an issue? I am having a small block Chevy 355 with large camshaft, Holly 650 double pumper. I can't get to idle. I have an email address. I have never, I myself have never once actually seen it. Kathy does that because I doing this stuff takes up all my headspace. And the absolute reason why we do these lives every Sunday and every Wednesday, tonight's Thursday, is specifically to answer questions like that. So yeah, I can give you an email address, but I promise you, I swear to God, I will never see it. Because, guys, is there enough glare in my glasses tonight? I don't know how people do this. They wear glasses and they don't get glare. I mean, I've got to be the only YouTuber that has this issue. American Trucker, maybe starting a local trucking job home daily, so I may actually have some time to work on my project vehicle soon, but I don't know how it will line up with the lives. Take your phone, man. Just set us up with, where you're working, and we'll join you. Let's see. Driveway of Misfits. Real glasses can come with an anti-glare coating. These aren't real glasses. I go to Dollar Tree and I buy all of them. I just buy all of their glasses, whatever they have out. And then
it says it's an invalid recipient. It won't let me send an email.
Oh, geez. Okay, we're having a problem getting Dr. Art involved here.
What is the email that you sent me? Just read it to me. Make sure it's correct.
Doctor period.
Yeah.
Dr period arts stuff 21@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's what I did. And
all right. Here, do you have his number? Text him directly, and you guys work it out. I'm a little occupied at the moment. I know. All right. So Kathy is going to work on getting Dr. Art in the house here tonight.
Just tell him it's sent. I got it through.
Okay. I'm sure Dr. Art's watching. It's sent. She got it through. Fubar, what's happening, Fubar? Driver of Misfits, don't ask me. Zero, what's happening, brother man? Don't ask me 10 questions. I'm off the clock. Is there a doctor in the house? Not yet. We're waiting for the good doctor to show up. Olive is in the house. Hello, Olive. Let's see. Okay. I'm not used to using the StreamYard on a regular, so it's like overnight guitarist. Is it just me, or is everyone asking way too much for junky, trashed classic cars and trucks? I believe that yes, some people are asking a lot, but it's a mixed bag. Here's the thing, okay? We're getting to a period of time now where people are going to have to get off their stuff. I recently had an experience. I bought a Total Ram manifold for 440, right? And the guy was asking $400. So before I even drove out there, I says, "What's your absolute bottom line on this thing?" Before I drive an hour to go pick this thing up, he says, "I'll take $300." I says, "Okay, sold." Right? So I drive out there. I give him $300 for the Tunnel Ram, and he's got a bunch of other parts, and he's giving me prices on the parts, right? And I'm like, yeah, I don't really need them. I don't really want them. And the prices were on a kind of high side, right? So a couple of weeks goes by, he messages me. He says, "Hey, I'll take $700 for everything I've got." I says, "Yeah, no, I really, it's not worth it to me. I just don't need that stuff. I don't have the shelf space for it, but thank you anyway. And if I come across somebody looking, I'll let them know." A couple of days goes by. Oh, now I see an ad on Facebook Marketplace. He offered a lot of stuff to me for like $700, and now it's on Facebook Marketplace for $500. Okay, well, he must be really looking to get rid of this stuff. Another few days goes by. He texts me again. He says, "Give me $200, take everything." And I'm like, I don't really need, and you know, it's not even the money at this point. It's like it's a 2 hour round trip. I got to drive an hour out to you, an hour back to me for stuff I really don't want or need. 10 minutes later, give me $100. And at that point, I'm like, okay. So now the reason I'm bringing this up, right? The reason I'm bringing this up is because you asked about people asking way too much money for junk classic cars and trucks. Yes, what they're asking and what they'll actually take are two different things. Because right now people are up against it. A lot of people are having a hard time just keeping the bills paid, just keeping the lights on, just eating. Okay, a lot of people are up against it, and those same people are sitting on a lot of things like classic cars, and they're hoping that it's their lottery ticket. But the reality is, as time goes on and times get harder, those prices become more flexible. So just because somebody's asking $10,000 for a rock bucket doesn't mean that you can't buy it for 4,000 on the right day. You know what I mean? And you know, and that's like when you go to buy cars. So, you know, like if you're in the business where you buy cars, right? You always try to buy them like towards the very end of the month when rent is due. You know what I mean? That sort of thing, because people are like, okay, I got to get off of this thing. So yeah, people are asking a lot of money, but it's flexible and it's going to get even more flexible. Let's see. Oh, he's following up there. But for the common fold, TGAT can't work on vehicles. Many states make it impossible to register due to smog restrictions. Screw those states. Why are you in those states? Get out of those states. Tula Toilet also has glasses that have glare problems. Dude, we're like brothers, right? This is a thing. So if I just hold my head like this, what if I go like this? This is better, I think. Yeah. Oh my God, this is my Alfred Hitchcock. While Burns car prices will go down more around the holidays, that always happens. Fun was caused with a 74 Triumph TR6 last year for $100. They're out there, man. They're out there. Josh Holman is saying a nice car is worth it, but a wreck should be a few $100. But what if that wreck that's a few $100 has, let's say, $800 worth of dashboard stuff that people are after? And that goes back to the video I did yesterday, the day before, whatever it was, right? Like, I would buy a parts car, okay? I don't care how destroyed the thing is. I know what I can get for the parts that are in that car. And so, yeah, you may look at it and say, oh, it's $100, or just, scrap it, or I can't do anything with this, I can't build it. And I look at the same car and I see $11,000 worth of hood hinges and taillight lenses and bumper brackets. And do you see what I'm saying? So depends on the car. And Dr. Art is now in the house, and I'm adding him to the stage. Welcome, Dr. Art.
What's happening?
What is happening, man?
Well, when I just walked in the door right at 7 o'clock, and then I stuffed the sandwich in my mouth, and then got the link and came in here. So here we are.
Your volume dropped way down, man. So bring up your volume a little bit.
All right, how's that? Is that better? No? Yes.
Seems better on my end. Can you guys hear him? Very nice, Dr. So can you see the comments on your end?
Yeah, I can see them. It's nice. It's good.
Can you highlight the comments on your end?
No. That's just you.
Okay. So, well, if you see anything, just yell it out, right? Brian Powers is saying UTG. The other thing I've noticed with classics as time goes by is titles are getting harder to come by, even if the car is cheap. If the car isn't stolen, right? And I'm going to do this with a motorcycle I've got here, right? And I'm going to do a whole video about it, the process. If a vehicle isn't stolen, if it doesn't come up on the national, whatever the hell they call it, database, stolen vehicles, and just about everything is off after 7 years, it doesn't exist anymore. So if you have something that was stolen 7 years, 8 years ago, and you go to get it checked, it's not in the database anymore. So unless it's linked to a crime. So besides the theft of the car. So all you need to do is just take the vehicle, to your local state police. They check the numbers. They make sure that everything, that there's nothing fugazi on there. And if everything checks out, they issue you a state VIN and a state title. And they'll do this with anything beyond a certain age, of course. And that varies from state to state. Dr. Art, have you ever had to do that?
I did that with Big Richard because there was no title for that truck.
So what was the process on that exactly?
A bill of sale, notarized. Get the right lady at the DMV who actually knows what the hell she's doing, and you pay her $85, you get a title.
Really?
Yeah, it's very simple now. If it's because it was over 22 years old or some arbitrary number like that, and it's said they run the VIN, like you said, if it doesn't come up in a national database of stolen crap or it's still currently registered to somebody else, voila, title in the mail in 4 days. Excellent.
Okay, I don't think a 10-year-old bike or a 12-year-old bike is going to fit that same, but we'll find out.
Yeah. And then I got it. Remember, I got a notary for you if you need one on that bill of sale you got from that person.
All right. So Zero just put up a link to Dr. Art's new channel because his old channel got nuked. He had just crossed the. Let me let her out.
All right.
Molly Jane, you want to say hi to YouTube? Yes.
Oh, there's the good dog, Molly.
Yeah. So come on. You want to go outside? Or you want to stay with Daddy? You want to go out there? Okay.
But yeah, we just hit 10,000 subs, and I got hacked, and the channel's eviscerated. So I've been plucking through the internet trying to find little bits and pieces, and I got little bits and pieces from the data from the old computer, which I had to throw away.
So he's got to make new content for the new channel. So if you guys have any suggestions or anything like that, throw it at him.
Throw it at it.
So yes, Zero put the link to his channel. So go over there and sub. And Fubar put up the link to my merch. Thank you, Fubar. So Uncle Tony's Garage merch. You can get these shirts that have. I don't even know which one I'm wearing.
You got something that. How do you go fast?
Oh, that's like our first shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, we have those. We have the this is sketchy even by my standards. That was a big one that sold. We got the internal combustion because I pee standing up shirt. So we've got all of those in the store. Kathy Bananas is back in full production. So yes.
And if they want to spend even more, they can go over to midnightspeedlabs.com.
Yes.
And get all the Midnight Speed Lab stuff. All my stuff is still on there, the old stuff.
Speaking of Midnight Speed Labs, the 383 is in the Belvedere. It's all bolted up. Tomorrow, I've got to throw fluids in it, drop the radiator in it, put fluids in it, and I got to finish bolting up the headers. So show and tell time, right? Show and tell. So I needed header bolts. Okay, I have a shortage of header bolts. And the heads that were on there previously had studs with nuts. So the heads that are put on there had nothing. So, okay, I got to go scrounge for header bolts. And I come up with a handful of them, a mixed matched, raggedy handful.
3/8, 7/16, all different ones.
Yeah, right. One's a 10 millimeter, a couple of them are 3/8, one's a 7/16. But it's like, you know how cheap I am, right? It's like, you gotta just use what you got. But I came up 6 header bolts short. So I says, you know what? Let's see what Amazon gets for header bolts. So they get $16 for a set of Mr. Gasket header bolts. So I says, great, I'll just drop the big $16 and order a package of header bolts.
Oh, beautiful. Yep.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that snazzy?
I think I use those same ones on the little on the Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah, 3/8 by 1 inch.
Yeah.
3/8 course by 1 inch.
Yeah.
So they sent me my header bolts. And then they sent me all of the header bolts that they had.
Why?
I don't know. And there's like another package that I opened inside. So yeah, it's order a set of header bolts, and this is what you get.
So set for header bolts for the next millennia.
Oh, listen, I was just telling Kathy, I've never bought a header bolt in my life. I don't know what the experience of buying a header bolt is. I've always just hoarded the damn things.
But it's a great experience. Look how many you get for the $25.
For $16, I got So yeah, now like I said, I've never in my life bought a header bolt, and I was like all excited about brand new header bolts. I wonder what that's like. And okay, now I have. Oh, this is enough. Like if I get reincarnated 6 or 7 more times, this is enough.
Right.
This will keep me going until the sun implodes. Anybody need some header bolts?
Right. So it's new or rehab. We need. Yeah, I'm just reading through comments here. Yeah, you may have to do a Sunday thing where you give away a package of header bolts when they buy merch with your lucky. One package from Sunday's night purchases gets a bag of header bolts.
We could do that, but then again, I feel like I'm wealthy. You know what I mean? It's like anytime you have a lot of anything, and especially when it's new, it's like yes, look at my wealth, right?
It's your header bolt bank.
Hey, you never know, man. There might be a great header bolt shortage. A header bolt plant explodes, and then there's no header bolts for a while, and those things could be worth thousands.
Right. The AI monsters shut down all the header bolt machines.
You never know, man. You never know. Let's see. Yeah, it's a stockpile, Justin. Zero. If you need header bolts, bro, and these will fit your. They won't fit your 318. Let's see. Actually, they won't fit any. Well, you can open up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Your duster could have used some nice header bolts. Yeah. But you don't have them. I do. I have nice header bolts.
Sorry, all the header bolts are now in Tennessee.
Yeah, I have a lot of header bolts.
People in Boston are out of luck.
Let's see. Oh yeah. So as I was saying, the motor is in. Tomorrow. I got to drop the radiator. I got to just put the fan on and the alternator. Drop the radiator in it. Fill it with fluids, and I got to plumb some kind of fuel system to it, and it's ready to run. So this weekend for sure we'll be ready to do some stuff with it, Dr. Art.
Okay, yeah, we can get my junk out of there, put your junk in there, and we can bring up the draggy and we'll.
Your junk misses you.
It does. My junk is having separation anxiety. It texts me daily now at this point and says, "Come get me."
But we could have gone out there and raised some hell with the thing.
Yeah. Well, we did that once. We did that once and we broke it. So it needs.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't fix it. That whatever it was that.
No, because it's on the bottom, and I didn't feel like dragging a floor jack and all that stuff and everything out there. And I'm just like, I'll drag it home, fix it, because I have to do something with the rear suspension, because as soon as you hit it, now that it's got all that boost, it just goes immediately hard left.
What was that thing that fell off?
Wastegate.
The wastegate.
Yeah.
That thing. What was that thing?
That thing you know nothing about.
That fell off. So we're backing that thing into the storage unit. So he's driving it, right? And I'm like pointing him to go back. And it got 3/4 of the way into the unit and it just stopped. And he's giving it gas and it's spinning the tires. And like, what's going on here? So he pulls it forward and it comes back again and it does the same thing. And he's like, wow. And it's like, yeah. It's like, and all of a sudden it goes boom and it pops into the. Gee, I wonder what that was. And there's the wastegate laying on the ground.
Yeah, because of that nice 2-inch lip. Yeah, from the drive into the garage. Yeah, that's what killed it. They want to live on the first start.
I mean, I guess we could if you want to be around for it, because I can't film live on that and
do it.
Everything else at the same time.
If it's Saturday, maybe we can do it. Tomorrow might be tight, but.
Well, tomorrow I'll finish butting. I have a video to shoot first thing in the morning. I was going to shoot this afternoon, but I'm going to do the video first thing in the morning, and then the rest of the day I got wide open, so I was just going to finish buttoning it up.
Okay, sounds good.
So Saturday would be great.
All right.
Overnight guitarist. He builds cars using Home Depot and Tractor Supply.
That's the best place.
Absolutely.
I use eBay and Amazon, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, I use a lot of Amazon.
Well, yeah, it's cheap. It's cheaper than going to the parts store, and it gets to your house quicker, and it's actually the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, I want to support my local auto parts stores, but they're all incompetent thieves, and none of them speaks a lick of English. And the ones that do speak a lick of English are clearly drunk, and I just don't want to deal with it.
It is like the last bastion of where a convict can work, isn't it?
It is straight out of prison and right to O'Reilly's. This is how it works.
This is my job while I peddle meth on the side.
So zero. So you're a parts guy, man. Has the quality of the typical like parts person, counter person, has it deteriorated excessively in the last 10 years or so, or is it my imagination?
No, the test for the new parts guy at O'Reilly's is you hold up their glasses to their mouth, and if it fogs, oh, you can work here.
I popped into the Advance by my house.
Yeah.
So they opened an Advance Auto Parts like a mile from my front door. So I was like, I might as well use them. It's right there. And I go in to order something. I forgot what it was. Spark plugs, I think it was. And I told them which ones I needed. And I go up to the counter, and it's this little tiny Spanish girl. Okay. And I don't think anything of it except that she doesn't speak any English at all. Any English.
Yep.
Yeah, like she understood I said spark plug, but then when I'm telling her which ones I want, she's got the screen and she's pointing, yeah, right, And then she calls over, like, I guess the manager, and he speaks broken English but fluent Spanish. And so he was the go-between, and I was no. I'm out.
Keep your spark plugs.
Yeah, see, zero, boss. I used to do all new hire training, even managers. It's all lame now. Sucks. It's terrible. I mean, I mean, it's not just auto parts stores, right? Like, think about this. Like, so somebody who makes what do they make? $18 an hour, $20 an hour working at Amazon.
At Amazon, putting stuff in a box, they're like, what? No, 10.
Yeah. So if you think about it, if these things cost them $10 each and they sold them for $16 each, right? Mm-hmm. And he gave me 8 of them, that's $40, right? That it cost them. He worked for 2 hours and for free.
Oh, and yeah, they'll do all the beep 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 tracking, and they'll dock the poor guy because he can't read or write, but he can work at Amazon. Yeah,
unbelievable.
Not that anyone that works at Amazon is.
But anyway. It's all good to me, and I'm enjoying the collapse. I'm sitting back and just saying, scumbag. You know what I mean? It's like I'm getting a kick out of it. If I was younger, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, and it's just, yeah, and you go there. We could rant about parts stores all night, but we can move on from that, I think. What did you think about Jamie's Barracuda?
I talked to him about it. We were talking about why it hits good. It hits hard enough to pull the wheels, and then it just kind of noses over and goes. So we were talking about various possibilities with that. It looked good. Mopar Al's Studebaker is beautiful.
Yeah, he did a nice job on that.
That car is just absolutely beautiful. Have you guys seen this? If you haven't, go to any of the videos from the No Name Nationals, or go to Mopar Al's channel and look at this freaking Studebaker rebuild. It's like a 61 Stud. It's got just the right wheels. It's got just the right stance.
He did all right. It's black. It's got the Hemi in it, which I tuned.
Yeah.
And or I helped it with anyway. And then it's all done real nice and stuff like that. Everything's it's a pretty cool car.
Barrow's Garage is in the house.
Hello, Barrows. What's going on? I wonder when it's going to start snowing by him.
Sadly, there's little pride in people's work today.
Right.
I would have a shop right now, right? I would have a shop. And the reason I don't have a shop, and the reason I haven't had a shop in a while, in a long time, is because I know there's nobody out there to work it.
I get asked that all the time. Well, when you retire, why didn't you open a shop and do all your hot rods? Because I'd have to do all the work myself.
Right. I can't do YouTube and run a shop at the same time. That's just not going to happen, right? Because YouTube just takes up like so much of your headspace. But so if I was going to open a shop, and I really would like to, right? But I know that there is nobody out there capable of running it. There's people that you can stand over, you know what I mean, and say do this, do that, and the other thing. But that defeats the purpose of having somebody competent there. So I need somebody who's just like wind up, you know, turn a key and go. You know, I'll check in with you every couple of days. And there's nobody.
No.
Joe K. South Main Auto runs a shop and does YouTube. There are a lot of people who do that, but I'm not one of them. Right? And I don't want to be in the shop. Right? I want to be doing what I do. You know, South Main Auto is in his shop every day doing the shop thing, and I'm not.
You don't want to be tied down to a shop. You want to.
I don't want to be tied down to a shop. I'm past that. I'm past that. That would have been great when I was like 30, you know, 40. That's fine. You know,
hanging out, working, sun up to sundown. Yeah, no problems. But not anymore. No.
Right.
And if you hire a guy to do that, all he's going to do is steal from you.
World of Wood Chip. Did you draw that yourself? Oh, I have. Kathy, I didn't set that up. Kathy did the picture for this live. That was when we, ironically enough, these shirts, when we introduced these shirts in 2018, right? It's going back, right? 2018, we started selling these shirts, and I wanted to do a giveaway, like a premium, you know, for every shirt. So every shirt got that you know, illustration that I did, you know. So it was frameable, I think.
I love that name of it. Tula Toilet and Septic LLC. That's fantastic. Just the name of the channel, yeah.
With the porta potties, for thinking about retirement and maybe doing YouTube a bit more seriously, but doing YouTube and running a business is not possible. It takes a special type of person. It takes a special type of person to do both.
Because if you're going to film anything you're working on, you have to stop everything.
Yep.
And then your 2-hour break job is 4.5 hours, and then another hour and a half of editing at home, and la 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 la. Yeah. So.
Well, there's a whole process, right? So you got to make a video, right? First, you have to conceptualize the idea. Then you need to run through all of the points that are relevant to the thing that you're talking about. And you've got to organize this in your head. This isn't something that you just, you know, you don't just click on the camera and say, let's talk about blah blah today, and then go from there. There's a lot of work. What's that?
You know, that's how you crash and burn. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of mental organization that goes into the production of any video. So for a couple of few hours before you shoot a video, you're occupied. You know what I mean? That's your focus. Then you shoot the video, and hopefully you can get it out in, you know, clean. But sometimes, and it happened to me today because I took time to shoot a video, then I realized, wait, I'm talking about a lot of extraneous things that really don't belong here. So I canned the whole thing, and I've got to do it again tomorrow morning. That takes time. That eats up freaking time. And then, of course, there's the editing of it and everything else, and come up with the title and a thumbnail and description and blah, 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 blah. You burn down a lot of time and a lot of mental energy producing a video. You can't run a business that takes, you know, or an honest, good business, you know, where you're taking care of the customer and you're doing the right job and stuff like that, and split your attention the way YouTube demands.
No, you can't. Yeah, you have to, like I said, you have to stop, because like when I did that 4-6 timing chain video on the Crown Vic motors, real successful video. That was a day and a half on a 4.5-hour job. Really,
You got to stop. Is the light good here? Can you see what I'm talking about?
Is it good? Oh yeah. Do you have to go back? You just threw stuff across the shop, so you have to regroup and go get a drink, walk outside, come on back. Hey, and this is how you do this. So.
Yep. So,
what are we missing in the chat here?
Let's see. I'm running through these here.
But there was one here that I seen. It was Katie, somebody up here. But she said she needed to order your shirts so she could rep it down in Bradenton, Florida.
Oh, Katie. Yeah. All right, Katie. I'm rolling back through here. There she is. I need to order a shirt and rep you down here in Sarasota, Bradenton. Just tell Kathy. Send Kathy a text and tell her which ones you want. She'll send them to you.
So she can go to the cleaner barn and with her shirt on and get on. Yeah, and make sure you get it. You get in the video with the shirt, and then maybe you'll get free merch or a hat or a cookie or something. Yeah.
Really, King is saying doing YouTube is running a business. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
It would be a full-time job and then some. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea. And then, you know what? The longer you do this, the harder it becomes. Because it's like all of the easy pickings have been taken. All of the obvious videos, you know what I mean? Like the stuff you could just spit out the top of your head because you've done it so many times.
Will it run? Yeah. All those are overdone. Yeah.
Please. And I don't want to be one of those channels that does the same video every time. And that's it. Like, will it run? Will it drive? No, not just no. It would drive me out of my.
You get bored of doing that yourself, and when you're bored on camera, it carries over.
It does.
And people click off, and then it's what's the point? You have to, be excited about what you're doing. So people watching stay excited and stay watching. Because if they don't watch, you don't make any money. If you don't make any money, it's not worth a full-time gig, and it's a big vicious circle of how that works.
Alternate TV is saying editing sucks for me right now. Filming is simple. Be like Tony and don't edit. Kathy edits, but what she does is she takes out if I stutter, and I do stutter sometimes. It's just a thing, right? So if I stutter or I make weird noises, stuff like that, she edits that stuff out. And sometimes there are sections of a video that are repetitive or excessively repetitive. Because I do a lot of repetitive stuff because that's how my freaking head works. So she'll take out stuff like that. But generally speaking, she doesn't clean up the video to anything beyond like the kind of pauses and misspeaks that you would have during normal conversation. So she doesn't sanitize the videos. She just cleans them up a little bit.
I have to shoot for 3 or 4 hours to get 8 or 9 minutes.
Really?
Because I'll especially if I'm figuring out something for the first time, I got to figure it out. Then I have to untake it apart and then refigure it out on camera and then position cameras because I'm usually doing it, by myself and I'm doing something. So it's okay. Move the camera, move the light. Am I in the picture? Did I get it? Yeah. So it's not easy, folks.
That's why I don't do that type of how-to video. I'll tell you how it works, and I'll give you all of the theory and practice and show you the actual bits and pieces, but I will not do a video where I'm like, okay, we'll put this bolt in here and we'll tighten this. And very, very rare I do a video like that. Lego Master has a few questions.
Yeah, I seen that. He had some kind of cam question on it.
There he is. Lego Master. Okay. Trying to time, but difficult when mechanical advance is advancing the timing. Try not to drill the blades only as the last resort. Watch your vids on opening secondary blades to air. Didn't help. I think there might be more to that question. Let's go back a little bit. Lego man.
Yeah, go back a little bit. He's got some Wompy cam in there and some things too. So
Okay. There it is. Okay. So here's what I got. Ready, Dr. Art?
yeah, I'm ready. I see it.
Small block Chevy 355, comp cams, lift 243, intake 257 duration. That's it. I don't. Wait. No, no. The 243 and the 257 is your duration at 50. 295 and 313 is advertised. 107. Okay, so that's a choppy ass cam.
Yeah.
Highly effective double pumper HR distributor has mechanical and vacuum advance. Won't idle. Vacuum advance is discoed.
Because you got Godzilla overlap in that cam.
Yes. Yes.
You needed like a 114 on that thing.
Yeah. So all right, so let's go to part 2 of his.
And I wonder what the actual lift on that thing is.
It's probably 550.
Gotta be with that much. Yeah. On a 107. Yeah, it's just no, it's not gonna idle. It's not gonna idle below 1200 RPM.
Okay. Trying to time, but difficult when a mechanical advance is advancing the timing. Trying not to drill the blades only as the last resort. Wash your vids on opening secondary blades for air. Didn't help. Okay. Now, I'm assuming your carburetor is good. I'm assuming it functions correctly. So opening the secondary. So what happens if you pull a vacuum line off? Will the engine idle with a vacuum line off? And did you degree that cam or did you check it? Because if you've tried all of the obvious things, if the carburetor is in decent condition and you've played with the timing, you've gone the whole range with the timing, and it still won't idle. You still can't get an idle out of it. Did you check when you installed that cam? Did you check the timing? Did you make sure that it's not in there retarded? Right, which happens. Sometimes you'll have the timing chain marks will be off. I've had that happen.
I mean, especially all these new kits, they get like 5 keyways on that bottom gear, and it's easy to goof it up.
Yes, I had a comp cams, brand new comp cams, that was ground 11 degrees retarded. A mistake. It was just a mistake. So I think you need to go. I think you need to back up. If you've tried all of the obvious things, I think you need to back up and actually check the camshaft timing on that thing. Block timing Lego. Somebody just asked.
I mean, if his best thing would be to crank it up to 3,000 RPM, hit 35, lock the distributor down there, and let the engine come down to where it's going to go, and try and sink the carb in. Then he'd be timed,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, started full advanced, lock it down at 3,000, and then.
Yeah. Now, I mean, so there okay. There are other possibilities with this too. Okay. Intake manifold cylinder head mating. I've seen intake manifolds, aftermarket intake manifolds that were finished like on weird angles. That when you bolted it all together, the gasket didn't crush, didn't seal. There are so many different things.
You got valves too tight.
Valves too tight. Bingo. Exactly. Small block Chevy. That's very, very common. All you need is one intake valve that's just a hair too tight, and it'll give you exactly. Thank you, Dr. Art. Dr. Art, you jumped in there with the most valuable and probably the thing that element.
Yeah, ask me how I know that.
Yeah, but with the engine idling, back off all of the rockers until you hear it tick, and then go a quarter to a half turn back to tighten it. Right, so engine's running there, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and you loosen it, you loosen the rocker, and you go tick, 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 tick. When you hear it go tick, 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 come back a quarter to a half a turn. or thereabouts, and that'll be the preload. If you go more than that, there's a good chance the lifter is pumping up, or it's not allowing the valve to seat completely. And no matter what you do, as far as like idle adjustments or drilling blades or anything like that, it will not run right. Period.
No.
End.
You'll chase that forever. Yeah.
Yeah. And it'll be especially aggravating with a cam, with that kind of cam, because that's
That kind of cam.
already compromised for low end cylinder pressure. So you have an intake, muddying up the pulses in the manifold, and you get nothing. That thing will not run. So Dr. Art, I believe, nailed it. Kerosene cucumbers. Okay. Speaking of cams, what does at 50 mean? Would you like to take that, Dr. Art?
I'll let you take this one, because this sounds like a good
Okay.
10-minute rant.
All right. You have, it's not a 10-minute rant. I'll go quick and easy.
Okay.
You have two specs for lift. Okay. I'm sorry, for duration. So there's the duration from that's the time that the valve is open, the time that the valve is off its seat. Okay. So the first number is advertised duration. And advertised duration is from the instant that the lifter comes in contact with the lobe and starts to lift. Okay. So it would be like just 0, and from 0 to open, right? And then to close. And that's your total degrees of duration. How many degrees of crankshaft rotation is that valve open? Okay, that's regular, that's advertised duration. Duration at 50 is how long that valve is open beyond 50 degrees of crankshaft rotation. Okay, and the reason for that is because there's very little flow through the valve when it's less than 50 degrees or 50 thousandths.
Right.
Did I say crankshaft rotation? Where did that come from?
I don't know, but it's cam rotation. It's because your
I've always said about crankshaft rotation. I'm coming from another place.
Yeah, your camshaft is a lobe and your lifter is flat. So when it starts to lift, then your valve is technically open. When it's opened at 50 thousandths,
right.
How long does that event take in time, so far as rotation
in terms of duration? Right.
Yeah.
And duration is in crankshaft degrees. So yes, that's what it is. So the advertised duration isn't the number that's taken into consideration. It's really the duration at 50.
Yeah.
Mopar K don't play.
I like that. That's a hell of a name too.
That is a hell of a name. Mopar K don't play. She don't mess around. She's sitting on there. I'm looking at the. What kind of car is that, Mopar K? Is that a Dart? Looks like a white Dart.
Yeah, that's what it looks like with a dog. It was something on the hood. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Crocs Rim Crazy. Crocs Rim Crazy. Okay.
Okay.
I'm building a steel crank 440 with forged 120 thousandths dome pistons and a stage 3 max wedge top end. I'm debating what con rods to use. Factory LY rods or 6-pack rods. I have both. Use the LY rods. They're lighter.
Yeah, that 440 with all that compression, that'll wake it up.
Yeah, those rods are way strong for what you want to do there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Photo cards are saying Kay's videos have been getting promoted to my feed from YouTube. She is in favor of the algorithm. What kind of so Mopar K? What kind of? It's always a novelty to have a female Mopar person.
Yeah, let it. You do that. I'll see if I can pull it up here while we're talking.
Yeah. Get a look at that. What kind of Mopars do you do? And I'll go to this one. Race Duster. Is 12 thousandths too tight of a valve lash for a solid camshaft? Not necessarily. It all depends on the ramp. It depends on the cam grinders, the lash that the cam grinder intends for it to have. So you say, is 10 thousandths too tight? The Mopar mechanical cams, like for instance on the Slant 6, the 273s and all that, they call for 10 and 12 thousandths lash. So no, it's not too tight, but again, it depends on how aggressive the ramp is. A very aggressive ramp calls for a little bit more lash. So a race type of camshaft would call for a little bit more lash than a, but even that you could play with it.
And then Mopar K's channel. It's let's see if we can do this from my end. No, it's not showing up.
Okay, that's all right.
Anyway, it's Mopar K Don't Play. I just hit the subscribe button, K, and
Okay.
looks like she's looks like some kind of from just cranking some kind of duster.
Okay. So she says, so my channel.
67 Dodge Dart, 73 Space Duster. Yeah, 73 Space Duster.
Space Duster.
Yeah.
That's what forgotten to the ages. That's what the pull down back seat.
Yeah, she's got 2,500 subscribers, a couple hundred videos. She's doing good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so she says on my channel is me learning new things and funny stuff me and my boss say while working on the cars. Good shit.
Yeah, Mexican Spec linked it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so guys, go over there and give Mopar K a chat.
Yeah. And Mopar K, you can go to my channel since we're all promoting yours. That would be nice.
Yes, Dr. Hart could use a little help at this particular.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got a 10,000 sub delete, here earlier this month, so we need to make that up. But what's funny about all that, because I'm sitting about 200 right now, and I can remember when I first started the channel, the gargantuan effort it took to get to 100 or 200 subs. It seems like, it happened quick because I still had some content I could pull up and things like that, and I had a bunch of people come over, but it's kind of funny that it's kind of went a little bit quicker than the first 6 months it took to get the 100 subs when you don't know what you're doing at all when you start your YouTube channel. It's kind of funny.
And that's with people knowing who he is. It's not easy. It's not easy.
No, it's like anything else. It's a 100-layer onion, and you peel it off a little bit of time, and you go, oh, and everyone's a little fortune cookie,
Mm-hmm. We were just talking about this on the Sunday Night Live. How today to get into this space anymore has become really, really freaking hard.
Because there's a billion people on it.
Yeah, if you're having a hard time, if you've got a channel and you're struggling to grow right now, you are not alone. There are things right now that are hurting everybody. The TV guys all jumped in all at once over the last year or so, and they're all doing extremely long videos. They're all doing minimum hour-long videos. Some of them stretching up to 2 hours. And it's almost like a game that they're playing to try to choke each other out because there are only so many eyes that have so many hours to watch automotive YouTube content. So these guys are all like an hour? No, make it 2 hours, and that chokes out a lot of eyes. And then you've got all of the AI videos, which are just rampant. And every time somebody clicks on an AI video, that's taking the time that they would be normally clicking on your video. So it's becoming extremely difficult for guys that are just starting to get into this now to get any traction.
Because no one knows who you are, one, and two, you can't make even hardly a 20-minute video when you first start because you don't know how it works. I barely can do that now.
Yeah. Well, so the advice I try to give people, and I see a lot of really bad advice. What I'm going to tell you is the way to do this. Okay. Nobody knows who you are, right? They don't know who you are. So to get them to click on you just because they recognize your name or your channel, the theme of your channel, or anything like that, nearly impossible, right? So because they don't know you, they don't want to invest their time in an unknown commodity. So if it's a long video, an 8-minute long video, a 10-minute long, 20-minute long video, you can forget about ever getting clicks on that, unless it's like you've got the topic and the thumbnail, okay? And you better be able to hold them through that whole thing, like no dead air, no nonsense. It's got to be hardcore or you go nowhere. So what you do is you do a lot of short 2 and 3 minute long videos. Don't do them as shorts, do them as actual videos, right? But keep them short, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute long videos, tops, and make sure there's nothing but action. From the instant that they click on that video, you're talking, okay? And you don't stop until you get to the end. No filler, right? No dead air, no filler. That will give you clickability because people will give you a chance. They don't know you, but it's a short video, so they're okay, I'll invest 3 minutes in this guy to see what he's about, or girl to see what she's about. And then you don't give them a chance to click off. Yeah, as fast as you can.
Keep talking. That was the hardest thing for me. But I learned that from you probably, and then you just and have a little. If you have to, do a little script and write it out and just run it, throw it at.
Whatever you have to do, because as soon as you take a breath, it gives them a chance to click away.
Yeah.
Right now, the longer you can keep them there, the more the algorithm will shine on you and start setting your videos out because your view duration is more than 3 seconds. You see what I'm saying? The longer your view duration and the percentage of video viewed, it's a lot easier to get somebody to sit and watch a 2-minute long video and you get 100% view duration than somebody who's going to have a 20-minute long video and they're going to stick around for 30 seconds and you get like a 2% view.
Yeah.
YouTube pays you for that. So follow those basic guidelines and you have a kind of fighting chance, but it's nowhere. It's much more difficult to get a name and any sort of traction in this space than it's ever been before.
Just because, it's the amount of people's insane. If I would have started this I would have liked to start this when YouTube started, when I, and then have all those cars that I built for the last 20 years all on YouTube already, and I'd be, then you'd have a crowd you'd be set, but.
Fun with cars is saying shorts build subs fast. They do, but they don't transfer to the when the algorithm now is going to share your longer form videos. Those short views don't count, and you're lucky if you get subs that will all notifications. Then you might do okay by putting out a lot of shorts. But for the most part, we don't put out shorts. Every once in a blue moon, we'll throw out a short. But only because we found it really doesn't do anything. There's no money to be made with it. It doesn't count towards the algorithm doesn't respect shorts. They'll promote them because it's to their best interest, but it doesn't respect your efforts when you're only putting out shorts. Very few people have gotten any traction. There are a few, but very few people get traction from shorts.
Yeah. And shorts are good for subs because people will sub. They'll see, oh, this is a little cute, and I'll click it and stuff like that. But they won't. That doesn't translate to people viewing, because you need the view time on the long form videos for YouTube to even look at you and go, good job, kid, and then shove you out anywhere.
Wheelie King is saying, I watch a lot of videos just to learn about things. I don't know science stuff. Me too. The AI vids are getting very annoying. I'm learning how to recognize them before I click. Yeah. Right now, I've learned to recognize like AI thumbnails and just stay away. Don't even bother. Don't waste your time.
Yeah.
But still, you look at the freaking numbers. Okay. I just saw one yesterday, the day before. I didn't watch the video. It came up on my recommended, and it was a thing about Jenkins Vega. Okay, and the illustration was an AI illustration of like a pro stock Vega, and it looked absolutely, it had a Pinto nose on it. It looked absolutely nothing like Jenkins Vega, right? But it was outlawed from the beginning or some stuff like that. Some like clickbaity sort of thumbnail. And it had 50,000 views. It had 50,000 freaking views. So this AI video just sucked 50,000 sets of eyes away from what everybody else is doing, right? So this is what you're up against.
You see Ron Ward's post?
No.
About halfway up the thing, mostly all parts. Yeah, there you
go. Tony, Dr. Art, what performance potential do you guys see in the AMC 343? 408 bore by 328 stroke, shares the same block and head dimensions as a 360-390. I mean, people built those. What was the what the hell did they put in the AMX? It's 69. Was it 343?
Yeah, The AMXs with the 401s and all kinds of stuff in them. And
honestly, Ron, I don't know enough details about those engines to really make any recommendations, but G people do. So I mean, if I was searching for information on what you can get out of one of those engines, I would be surfing Jeep forums, and they'll give you the best combinations, the stuff that works. I couldn't even guess at it. Like the most I've ever done on one of those engines is maybe change a carburetor or give it a tune-up, valve covers, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what heads are good or not and what years and yeah.
Driveway of Misfits is saying, what I really hate are channels that used to do proper videos now pumping out AI videos. I know, man. I know.
They get lazy and they plug it into the machine and they go, oh, this was easy.
Man, Joe. Hey guys, on your bottle rocket build, Tony, are you just running forged pistons with that nitrous engine or something else? No, the cast. Tell me about your opinion on forged and relations to nitrous. Cast pistons are fine as long as you keep it at a detonation. Detonation is what kills the cast piston. Ring gap is really the number one thing you have to worry about. That will break any piston, forged or cast. So sufficient ring gap is number one.
Will get you pretty far, yeah.
Yeah, and then from that point on, as long as you don't run the thing lean and find yourself in detonation, the cast pistons are fine. Like, you're not going to collapse a cast piston. You're going to just break a cast piston during a normal combustion cycle. But repeated or prolonged detonation will break it. Now, the Mopar pistons, those cast pistons, have a steel center. I know a lot of people don't realize that. They're not just, I can't talk about all manufacturers if they all did things the same way. But if you take a stock cast Mopar piston and you cut it in half, you'll find that there's a piece of steel embedded in the top of that piston to keep it from deforming and getting out of shape. Now, I can't tell you that that's the case with all pistons, but the stock factory cast Mopar pistons are ludicrously strong. Let's see.
Yeah, which you've shown, because you hit that thing with 250 right from the hit, and it's just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's just that engine. It's just so happy. The motor that's that I've got on the stand has got KB hypers in it. That's the one I'm gonna stick in there next. Now the hypers, you're not supposed to run those on nitrous, but I'm gonna find out. I want to find out. Like, it's almost like I want to break one during natural cycle just to see what breaks, what the failure point is.
But again, that one's got the gap rings and stuff like that, so it may never even get to that point. Yeah.
72C28, using a ratchet as a hammer drives me a little nuts, especially when it's my ratchet. Who among us hasn't used a ratchet as a hammer?
Anything's a hammer. Yeah.
Fun with Cars says snap-on screwdrivers are pry bars. I don't care what the handle says. I agree. Everything is a pry bar. Like, everything is a pry bar when you need it to be a pry bar. Super chat. Uh-oh, did I miss a super chat?
Yeah, you missed it.
I did. Jimmy Luce. Thank you, Jimmy Luce. I'm sorry. Oh, that's what these guys were responding to. What tool drives you crazy to see someone use incorrectly?
The rotor wheel of death when they're cleaning engine parts. And just, what are you doing?
For me, it's watching somebody use a grinder without a guard on it. And I was never like that before. As soon as I got my angle grinder, guard, what the hell is this? And you throw it away, right? But I had one explode, and I almost bled to death on, so it cut. I was cutting, and the wheel grabbed into something, and it exploded. And when it exploded, it knocked the grinder out of my hand and sent it back towards my face. And I blocked I ended up, I cut to the bone here, then I cut to the bone here, and this is like a big divot in my arm, and then it cut here, and then it cut here almost to the bone, and then it got trapped between my arm and my face, and it cut my nose in half, and it cut my lip in half. So it taught me to respect the guards that they put on these damn things. I was like, for 40 years, I never knew why they put guards on them. And then as I was driving myself to the hospital and starting to get very lightheaded from the loss of blood, I said, now I understand why they put those things on there. And so ever since from that point, anytime I see somebody using a right angle grinder, without a guard, I'm like, no.
Yeah. And I've been guilty of that, but I'm like, with the gloves on and stuff like that, but that's, it's okay.
Let's go back. Mopar K is saying, I was yelled at by many for using a blade with no protection. I have taken that seriously. K, seriously? Okay, unless you want to start looking like this, right? Yeah, just no. Keep it on there, right? Ron is saying, I have personally seen 400-inch Mopars with stock cast pistons handle 400 horsepower nitrous loads, propelling a 3,200-pound 70 Challenger into the 8s back in the 90s. After that, I was sold on stock Mopar pistons. Yes, see, that's what I'm talking about. Right away, people are like, oh, it's cast pistons, throw it out. You need forged pistons. No, they never actually stepped on a freaking stock Mopar. I mean, really step on it to see what those things will handle. Paul Shea, Death Wheel got me too. Scary as hell. Almost took my finger off. Really King, when I see somebody hammer battery terminals on, I start twitching.
It's the only way to make them tight.
Who among us has not done the twist and tap, because the nut is all corroded and rounded off, or you've only got a half-inch wrench and the square part of the bolt is just turning in the, and so you can't get it to loosen. So it's twist, tap, twist, tap, twist, tap, tap, tap. Right? Who among us hasn't done that?
You get the click of death in the parking lot trying to get home, and you're like, ah.
Wait, more important, who hasn't done that with a ratchet? Right. We've all done that with a ratchet.
The Thunder Falcon 289 said he threw his grinders in the garbage. Now he just uses plasma cutters.
Joe K, you're a dangerous person. Well, what about operating the angle grinder with a foot switch and releasing the switch if something goes hairy?
That thing is still spinning.
You would have to be living 10 seconds in the future in order to be able to do that. Yeah, by the time you realize something's gone wrong, it's way too late. And it's still spinning. Even if you click the switch off, how long was that thing spinning for?
Mm-hmm.
One Car Garage, 1974 Super Duty 455, most underrated V8. It was a good one. At the very least, one of the most underrated. Yes, I would agree.
Super Duty, yeah, that was a good motor. Yeah.
That was one of the only Pontiac motors that had good rods in it from the factory. They used regular forged rods. Actually, I had somebody comment on a Pontiac video telling me, I ran in 1974 455. I put 500 runs on the stock rods, went 1120, whatever it was. And I was like, yeah, because those are the forged rods, you know, different.
Cop Car Steve from Canada says hello. Hey.
Hello, Cop Car Steve. Joe K says we need an instant stop blade like a table saw. Or maybe not reinvent the wheel and leave the guard
Leave the guard on. Yeah.
Let's see, I'm running back here. Zero lives his life 10 seconds in the future. That I know. That I'm certain of. We're all on barbarian time, and then Zero's setting the pace.
Zero's at the, yeah.
Ron Ward to say, my worst encounter with the spinning wheel of death was when that sucker caught my loose hanging sweatshirt and wadded it up into my chest. I've had that happen too. And not with a sweatshirt, but with a flannel shirt. Leaving me with a crescent-shaped abrasion deep into my skin. Those things have a lot of friggin' torque that you don't realize until it becomes misdirected.
Right.
You know? Parquet, pause rebuilding the 750 Holly, and I've never seen so many parts of one thing. I'm very intrigued of rebuild of carbs. Okay, search carburetor on my channel. I've done probably, by this point, I've done at least like 150, maybe 200 carburetor.
Yeah, you think of Holly's got parts, take apart a Edelbrock.
Zero saying, noticed anyone new here? Tony's got a lot of stories like this. I have had many, many injuries. Like very yeah, you see this scar here?
Well, mine was with my big foes for my fingers and things like that are bandsaws and bench grinders. Those are the ones that got me the worst.
Mexican Spec, where do you not get injured?
On the couch.
So you want me to think of a body part that I've never injured, like working? No.
No.
I'm off the top of my head now. I'm running a body scan, and I'm trying to think of what I haven't broken, burned. I have no original skin. I've burned it all off at one point or another. But I haven't broken, burnt, folded, spindled, mutilated. I've given myself skin grafts. Oh God. Yeah, it's been a rough life.
Hunzerberger dropped a Volkswagen engine on his finger once.
I had a chain snap when I was a kid. I was like 16. I was putting an engine in a Challenger for a customer, and the chain didn't snap. The bolt pulled out. It didn't have enough threads in it, and the bolt pulled out. My hand was on the K-frame. It was like guiding things. My hand was on the K-frame, and the oil peg came down and smashed my hand like that. And it started to swell up right away. And then I needed a cigarette because I had to calm down a little bit. I'm going to walk off the pain. And I didn't have any cigarettes. So I took the last 50 cents I had. This is like in 1978, I think it was. And I stuck it in the machine, pulled the thing for the cigarettes, and the cigarette didn't come out. And I ended up, out of frustration and anger, I ended up punching the machine with the hand that I had just crushed under the memories. Let's see. Drew's car care. My hands look like hamburger for a 6 months wrenching. Yep. following cars. My neighbor got into a motorcycle accident on I-79 in West Virginia 2 weeks ago. 6 broken face bones, 10 broken ribs, 4 fractured vertebrae.
Oh,
Okay, I never broke any face bones in a motorcycle crash.
I did.
Yeah, did you?
Oh yeah, when I hit the ground on the mini bike, I distinctly heard the crack.
Oh, did you really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And I think I was probably not with us for a second or two. And yeah.
So motorcycle crashes. Can you? Oh, hello, sweetheart. Did you come? Yes, I know I love you. Motorcycle crashes. Cumulatively, I've broken nothing in my face, wrist, both thumbs, this finger, right ankle, shattered right tibia, 4 ribs. Oh God, I can't even remember now. A bunch of different motorcycle crashes. Dr. Art, if you were to build another electric go-kart, what would be the recipe?
The easy way would be to gut a golf cart, because then you have the pedal instead of just the on-off switch like I had, that made it fun. The easy way would be to one boom and gone. Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, Ron, I'd get an electric golf cart and then just rip the body off and put all that drivetrain on a little lightweight go-kart chassis with a couple batteries in front so you don't wheelie everywhere, and then zip tie the wires to the frame and go. That's if I was going to do another electric one, I think that would be the easy way.
72Z28 had a radiator cap fail and blow off on me once. That was not cool.
Oh, I've had because people like to use those stupid chrome water necks. First time it gets hot and the hose pops off and you get blasted in the chest with 200-degree coolant. Like, yeah.
See, I've always managed to avoid the geyser. Okay, I'm pretty good at that. Release put a rag on it, release the first notch, go almost all the way to the next notch, and then in one motion you jump back and give a twist, and it goes, and then you're like, right? So yeah, I've done that, but I got this guy it was a blue '66 Mustang. I remember it clearly, and he couldn't figure it out. I got running for him and stuff like that, and I'm boom boom, dial it in, let it warm up. I'm playing with the carb and I give it a little whoom whoom, making sure I don't hang down into the fan. And then the thing just separated and just blasted me with all this hot. I was drenched in hot coolant. You can't enough. But long story short, he felt guilty and he sold me the Mustang for a song and a dance, and now it's over in France. I used to race with a guy named Bobby Lagana. This is back. We were partners on a dragster, but he had a funny car before that, and we were booked into a race down in Bradenton, Florida. Cletus's place, but it was long. Cletus was still in diapers when this happened, right? So he gets down there before I do, and the truck is overheating. We had a ramp truck, Ford ramp truck, and the thing was like overheating. It was running hot, and he pulled into the pits, opened the hood, and when he opened the hood, the top hose exploded. I guess maybe the temperature differential. I don't know, but the top hose exploded as he was like right there, his hands like this. And he got burnt like bad. His arms, his chest, his stomach, not his face. I guess the hood must have helped him. It kept it off his face, but all of this was burned bad. So they've sent him to the hospital, and I figure, well, we're done right for the weekend, and I'm ready to check on him.
Back up and go. Yeah.
He's like, no, we got to run. I got no money to get back home. So we ended up. Put him in the car, and I will just never forget the tear, because we suited him up. It took a long time, but as I was putting the belts on him, the tears were rolling down his face. It was crazy. So yeah, very determined guy. Bobby was a very unique individual. Let's see. I got one good pinky toe, no scars there. I don't. I can't remember ever breaking.
I've broken toes. I was working when I was making the custom pool cues. We had these shop vacuums that sat on top of the steel 55-gallon garbage cans when they still had steel garbage cans. It was big, cast metal with a 3-horse motor on it for vacuum for picking up dust. And then, for whatever reason, when I was pulling on this thing or getting the vacuum, it fell off, and this big, heavy piece of cast just right on my big toe. Broke it. And then about 4 days after this, because there's nothing you can do for a broke toe. You just got to work on it and deal with the pain. We had tickets to go to the last Packers football game in Milwaukee County Stadium. So I ended up having to walk like 1.5 miles from our parking spot all the way to the stadium with this broken toe. It was misery.
That was suck.
It did. It was a big suck for not a lot of wind, but yeah.
Mexican Spec has never broken a bone. Really?
Yet.
I can't imagine what it would like to go through life without ever experiencing the joy of a broken bone.
The joy of broken bones, yeah.
If you've never broken one, right, the most unnerving part about it is as soon as it breaks, okay, like the instant it breaks, you know it's broken because your leg is pointing off in different directions and stuff like that, but you don't feel any pain. There's zero pain, okay? Because the endorphins kick in like instantly. And at that point, if it's bad enough, you go into shock. And if it's not bad enough, the endorphins just hold off the pain for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, like that, someplace in that range. And you can actually, because I've done it, I've set my own leg. I shattered my tibia. And you can just, I'm telling you, zero pain. And I grabbed my leg, the bottom part of my leg, and I pulled it out, and I kind of straightened it out and like patted it all together with the top bone, and you can actually feel the ends of the bone clinking together. And then after it starts to swell and the pain comes, and then you don't feel anything except pain. But that weird instant right after you break something, and that's why I recommend to you, if you ever break a bone, okay, straighten it out as fast as you possibly can. Like as soon as you realize it's broken, put it in line
before the pain starts. Yeah,
before the pain starts, because if you wait till they get you to the hospital, now all the endorphins are gone, and you're running on nothing but pure, like, silent scream in your throat pain. So you break something, fix it right away, or straighten it out right away, and then let nature take its course.
There was an interesting one here. It just went through the top.
This is not medical advice.
No. It's not a medical channel.
What am I looking for?
He had a question about V10 crank and cam sensors.
Fractured foot. We're all talking about pain. I'm looking for it, Dr. Art.
Yeah, Hunter Hutchins. Dr. Art, where do you source RAM V10 cam and crank sensors? I would go to the Chrysler store and get them, because you never know what you get going anyplace else. Zero hasn't broken anything either. Oh my God. And he's a BMX kid, car crashes, not me driving, and years of fighting, plus working with rebar. And you've never broken anything? Wow. I broke ribs driving, go-karts and sliding into embankments and stuff. When I shattered my tibia, I had broken my ankle
maybe 6 months before that, 5 or 6 months before that. And when they had me there in the hospital taking X-rays, they're like, "Oh, your ankle's broken too." And I'm like, "No, my ankle's fine. I just broke that. It was just knitting up when I shattered my tibia." And then the son of a bitches wanted to, they were like, "Oh, we're going to schedule you for emergency surgery." And I said, "The hell you are? Get me out of this place." Kat, what's the worst injury that you remember me having?
Your leg, breaking your leg.
Really? That was it?
Well, yeah, when you came in bleeding to death. That one too.
Was it bleeding to death?
Yeah, from the.
That was it. You don't remember any of the others?
No,
Those are the most memorable.
Yeah.
You don't remember when I get myself skin grafts?
That was nothing compared to coming in bleeding to death. You're like, "Oh, I'm dizzy. I was gonna hit you in the head and throw you in the car, take you to the hospital." I drove you to the hospital.
Stick your face in here and say hi to everybody. You're the voice in the. Look, there's Kathy Bananas in the flesh.
Yeah, it's me. I didn't break anything either. Well,
Hunter Hutchins says Chrysler doesn't stock them anymore. I have no idea where you would get V10 camera crank sensors.
Mexican spec. So you can identify with Jay Leno, Tony. He burned his face off and went home to his wife. No, I can't, because I've done similar things and just kept working. No, I can't relate to that. Rock Auto for V10 stuff?
Yeah, I would say I would look to the people that race those V10 Vipers and things like that to see what they're using. Because I really would have no idea. I've never really played with a V10 besides driven a few. I've never done anything with the V10s.
Did you see this one, Dr. Art?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I would, because there's people that race those Vipers, so they must have some source for them. No idea.
Let's see. And Rock Auto doesn't have any either.
Yeah.
Andrea Alvarez, Uncle Tony for Congress. You don't want me in government. You don't want me in government. My governmental role model is Vlad the Impaler. So you think I'm joking?
Well, yeah, I can see you doing some kind of filibuster on the Hill for 3 or 4 hours. Ranting in the chair. Let me tell you.
Talk too much, Dr. Art. War Ghost is saying, "Hey guys, talk about the potential of the Cadillac 500. It holds the land speed record for gas-powered engines with stock block and crank, I believe." I do not believe that.
No.
Unless it has a completely fabricated top end. Because
that drains the oil back. Yeah.
Yeah, that drains the oil back, and it doesn't just snap rockers off, because that's the weekend. The weak part of those caddies is in the valve train, and the heads don't fucking. Yeah, no. Maybe the block with fabricated heads. I could possibly see that.
A caddy engine be good if you needed like a tow rig or something, but I don't see it for anything above 4,000 RPM. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. With people saying they're paying $400 to register a '96 Chevy truck, can you imagine what Jay pays for all of his registered cars per year? Probably next to nothing, because he's probably got a dealer plate. So he's paying one fee through the course of the year. Scoop, how are you doing, Scoop? Shop told my 85-year-old neighbor that her frame was broke on a 2003 PT Cruiser, 61,000 miles, zero body or frame rust. I looked, it was the engine cradle, it bolts in. Yeah, I know. There's so much. Is it incompetence or is it thievery? Yeah, I don't know. There's so much of each. That, you know what I mean? I know.
And could you see an 85-year-old woman pimping a 2003 PT Cruiser everywhere she went to the grocery store and stuff? Running into stuff.
Let's see. The cradle was $179 to $279. Yeah, well, that's the part. There's a lot of work involved in changing that out.
Yeah.
They may not have wanted to get involved in that because you're talking about literally disassembling the entire front end of the vehicle for.
It's at a 20-year-old vehicle, no matter how lack of rust it is, shit's gonna break.
They might have actually been looking out for her. There is a possibility of that. They might have been looking out for her, but just telling her, look, frame is done on this thing, go get another vehicle. PT Cruisers aren't really known for their long-term,
reliability, durability.
Right. Power Toys got denied for an antique plate in Pennsylvania because my car needs painted. I'm having a killdozer moment.
Why did you tell him it needs to be painted?
See,
why didn't you tell him anything about the paint? It's my old '57 Chevy, like he's got the picture or whatever, and it's good. I just need plates, unless they have to inspect it or something.
Wouldn't it be easier or better to put the work and the resources into painting the car instead of building a killdozer? I mean, I respect the whole killdozer thing. I get it, but no. O.D. Roach. Any idea why my 84 C10 with 350, my starter won't crank after I turn it off when it's hot, but will crank if I hit the starter with a big screwdriver? Yeah, the armature is bad in the starter. Change the starter.
And O.D. Roach has a fantastic avatar, mustache and all, right out of the 70s.
Yeah, that is a good one. Thank you, John.
Davenport. A super sticker.
Mexican Spec. Jay Leno has plates on every car he has that is roadworthy. The bikes too. He's not a dealer. He never sells anything. I wasn't aware of that. I would have thought that he would just have dealer plates because it's what's in his collection, and I'm sure through his operation, there's always things being flipped, so it would only make sense to have dealer plates. But I guess so. But then again, the guy makes plates. He's got huge money.
Right.
If it costs him $20,000 a year to plate his cars, it's a joke to him. Okay, War Ghost. Back to the caddy. Just checked, and it's true. A 514 cubic inch twin turbo caddy Spectre Performance Streamliner went over 400 miles an hour with a stock block crank and heavily worked stock iron head. When was this? War Ghost. I will look. I'm not going to look into it right now, but I will definitely check that out afterwards. That seems interesting.
It's 400's taking it to the bank. I don't care if it's a streamliner, you're still pushing a lot of air at 400.
Yeah, you are. Let's see. Scoop, the main engine mount on those are a real bitch to change out. So Boomer is referring to the PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Boomer, it might have just been that they were trying to save her the cost and the aggravation of trying to.
Yeah, they said, look, it's just it's 20-some years old. Just put it down.
Yeah, you're going to do $1,000 repair on a $400 car. It's probably just not worth it.
Right. Yeah, and then a week later, after due to the frame, the tip-em goes back bad, and you can't get one, and it's parked forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened in 20. Oh, Borgos. He says the caddy did that back in 2010, and did it on gasoline. How much boost did he say? How much boost they were blowing through that thing? Mexican Spec is saying he has 215 cars, 150 bikes. It's way more than 20,000. So all 215, all 365 vehicles are roadworthy. That I doubt that, but I don't know. I'm not Jay Leno, and I don't have Jay Leno loot.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had Jay Leno loot, I wouldn't want 300. I could think of a lot of different ways I would spend that money.
All right.
What would you do if you had Jay Leno money, Dr. Art?
Sure as hell wouldn't live in California where they want to take it all. But I wouldn't. No one would know I had this much money because I would just. Yeah. I'd be vapor, and just I'd have a house with big enough property so I could build a long enough runway in my backyard so I could fly my own private jet anywhere that I wanted, incognito. You know, if I had Jay Leno's money, I could buy probably an F-15 and fly it anywhere, and just not tell anybody. And
you're a fly guy.
Yeah, have a finger on the tail of it, so just and just go.
I honestly, you go through different stages of life, right? And at this stage now, where I'm at, I'm 63, and like I can reach the end. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, if I had Jay Leno's money, I have no idea what I would do with it. I don't. This, how can I explain it to you? I like my life just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I may do a different house, different neighborhood, that kind of thing. But I think I would probably just give it away. I honestly don't. I don't know what I would do with it. I don't know what I would do with it. I'd give it to Zero.
Let's see what Zero does with it as an experiment.
Yeah, Zero. You know what I mean? And he would do something cool with it. He would.
Yeah. Well, that's the good part of when you get some years under you. You, like, I've done pretty much everything I've wanted to do. There's no bucket list.
Right.
I don't need to do this and that because I've done this and that and everything else, and some stuff you can't even think about I've done. So now it's just like, now I just want to be left alone.
Honestly, that's the truth. I have no bucket list items left. I've done everything. I've done everything I ever wanted to do to the point of not wanting to do it anymore. You know, it's like, okay, I'm done with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there are lots of things to do, but none of them really appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Wargos is talking about that caddy again. Not sure on the boost, but 1,425 horsepower. So a stock caddy block and crank held 1,425 horsepower. Based on my research, and that's constantly loaded because this is a land speed car. That's not just a quick. Because 1,425 horsepower on a drag strip is a lot different than 1,425 horsepower on
for 4.5 miles. Yeah.
Right. Based on my research, seems that motor is severely underrated in terms of what it's capable of if you push it. Amir Rosenbaum is the driver. Interesting. I want to look into that. What's the current record for that class? Autumn Jesrich. If I had Jay Leno's money, I would buy a ton of machinery and get my machine shop going. Now you see, I would love to have a machine shop, but I don't want to be in a machine shop every day. I don't want to wake up in the morning and go to the machine shop and just operate machines.
Right.
I couldn't do it.
Because once you did 1 or 2 years, then you have all these machines where like, well, maybe I'll start doing people's engines, and then you have a line of people complaining and oh, my car blew up, and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Leno money is another level. It's beyond just like, oh, I've got an extra 300 grand, 400 grand laying around.
Yeah.
You're talking about a whole different level.
Mm-hmm.
We like the likes. Chevy Hemi, thank you. Yes, we need as many likes as we can get. It's always good to have likes. It helps you out.
Can you even count the likes on StreamYard? Or you gotta wait till the end?
I gotta wait till I go back to
the tube and see what's going on. Yeah.
Mad Joe, wow. I know you don't like to share the shot you have in Bottle Rocket, but at what point do you go forged? What are your major tips for keeping it from detonating and safe? I have a Ford. Relatively conservative on the timing. I've got it locked out at 30 degrees, which is like 6 degrees shy of maximum for that engine. But it's only intended to run on nitrous. Like there's zero consideration for normally aspirated horsepower. So I've got it locked out at 30. What point do you go forged? When it breaks the piston. When it breaks a piston and I look at it and I say, well, I've pushed this thing to its absolute limit. And keep it fat. Just keep it on the fat side. You're giving away a little bit of power, but it's okay. It's you're keeping combustion chamber temperatures down, and that keeps you from melting things.
And you get to go back next week and do it again.
Yeah, a problem is going to show on your plug read before it shows on the piston. You know, you'll see signs of detonation. You'll see specks and stuff like that. You'll see like
the aluminum transfer onto the plug, onto the
strap.
The strap burned all the way down because you got too much timing. Yeah,
right.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
The ground strap fizzed back. There'll be all kinds of signs before you get to the point that you're breaking pistons. Now, I'm not saying that that's the same case for every stock piston. I'm telling you, Chrysler pistons are extra tough. Hey, Darla, did you just make poopies? I heard you make poopies. Yes, you're a good girl.
Did anybody take you up on your Evo search and find?
No, I gotta sometime this weekend. I gotta pick up that second bike, and I bought a Buell 1200 motor also. So you're
gonna put the 1200 in a 883?
I'm gonna throw it on the pile for right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna make a big pile of stuff, and I'm gonna say,
pile of Sportster parts.
Yeah, and build a bike out of it.
Okay. So that's a good idea because you're really not collecting more motorcycles. They're just parts.
Yes.
So no one can say you have too many motorcycles. You said I got these 3 and the rest. This is just a pile in the corner.
Chevy Hemi. Excuse me. If you have a 112 degree lobe separation, what is the total advance of 36 degrees is usually max? Spark plug lead is I don't want to say there's no relation between spark plug lead and load separation because you're talking about cylinder pressure. But spark plug lead is more a factor of real estate than it is cylinder pressure. So in other words, the spark's got to cross, or the flame, the kernel of flame, has to spread sufficiently across the piston at or right before top dead center, right? So that's why you light it early. You light it early, you light it at 36 degrees, 30 degrees, wherever you light it. The flame starts at the spark plug and starts working its way across the surface of the piston. Now the piston's at top dead center. The combustion chamber is in its smallest size, and then the pressure pulse starts to push it around the other way. Lobe separation angle is going to affect cylinder pressure, but not the distance that the flame has to travel. So that's more a factor of bore size, combustion chamber size, dome size. Like a piston with a significant dome, especially with like an outboard spark plug, needs a little extra timing because the flame front has to work. Remember, the fire is still a thing and it has to work around. So a big dome requires a little more ignition timing. And the spark plug location, where it is in the chamber, a centrally located spark plug generally needs less ignition timing than when it's mounted all the way to the side, because flame goes this way quicker than it goes this way. So those LSA really has little to no bearing on optimum total ignition timing. Did I say that right, Dr. Art?
Yes, because it's whether your valves are open or that doesn't matter. It's still the moment in time and degrees of crankshaft rotation from the time that plug lights till the time it's done exhausting all its energy as burned fuel. And then that's separate from any kind of cam timing.
World of Woodchip, can we derail this into the Sportster show now? I mean, go ahead, throw Sportster stuff out there. I've got a Sportster video happening tomorrow on exhaust systems.
Dude, I just thought like the other day too, and it just popped back into my head and I'd cut you off. Do you want to put a turbo on one of those Sportsters?
Sure.
Okay. We just got to figure out where we can get in the feed and a return. The rest is easy for the oil.
I would like to put a turbo on that fuel blast.
We'll start with the junker first as an experiment. Then we'll put it on the nice.
Well, how much damage can you do? How much damage can you do?
To that one-cylinder blast? I don't know. It probably just bend the rod, if anything.
Dude, it takes 10 minutes to change a piston and everything. It's not a big deal. It's like that, and that would be an easy plumb too, because it's one exhaust pipe, you know what I mean?
The hot side's easy. I don't know on that little one-cylinder. Does it even have pressurized oil, or is there all splash in there?
No, it's pressurized.
Okay, then just a pressure tap and then someplace to return the oil once it's done in the turbo, and we're done. And just get a little tiny.
I'll bring it back tomorrow.
I'll see what kind of little turbo I can get off of eBay or something like that for. What's the CC on that? Is that 500?
500, but I have a 1200 jug and piston put aside for it, so it can be 600 cc.
Okay.
Let's see. The Enginist. In addition, time and factors, cylinder size, compression, chamber efficiency, and piston design for artifact. I know. I said all of those things. The Enginist.
He's just agreeing with you.
Oh, I said them in a very long-winded, convoluted kind of way.
Yeah. He's better with words.
Yes, you are better with words, Enginist. We'll call him the linguist now.
The linguist. The Enginist linguist. Yeah.
Let's see. He's got a 19-inch rear wheel for mine waiting on the tire. That, I could do a whole video on Sportster, like aesthetics, right? And yeah, that's because, with the 16-inch back wheel, they always have that bulldog stance, okay? And then when a lot of guys like to run mini apes or full apes on them and stuff like that, and the bulldog looks like a bunny rabbit at that point, okay? But if you go to a bigger diameter, 18 or 19-inch rear wheel, and you get the bike to sit level, with the seat, the back fender and the seat are up there kind of even with the midpoint of the tank, then you throw mini apes or even full apes on it, and the bike looks right. So yeah, 19-inch wheel is the way to go. Let's see. The Thunder Falcon had a black Omni GLHS that was very quick. Yes.
Those were fun little cars back in the day. When 200 horsepower ruled the world, you know?
Yeah, they handle better when you jack up the back and drop the front. Yep. And then Fubar just put the link up to Dr. Art's channel, the reinvention of Dr. Art's channel.
Channel 2.0.
Yeah, Dr. Art 2.0, the return of Dr. Art, the sequel, part 2. Direct. Yeah. So, yes, go over there and follow that link and sub to Dr. Art.
With all your might.
Yes, with all your might. Close, squint when you hit the button.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very satisfying. Everyone should try it.
Let's see. All Terrain TV has a good question. I'm rolling back to see what All Terrain TV had. All Terrain TV, what does a tight versus wide LSA affect? Cylinder pressure, where the power hits in the curve. Okay, there's a lot of factors as to where the power hits. It's a combination of low LSA and duration and timing, where it hits. But generally speaking, a tight LSA will give you a very punchy power curve. The shorter the number, the more oomph it's going to have in any given range. The range that the rest of the camshaft, the timing, the duration, the profile, right? Because different lobes, you have the same lift and duration with different ramps. There's so many different factors that go into that. But generally speaking, if you just wanted to talk about a tight LSA will give you less low-end cylinder pressure. It will give you a punchier power curve. So does that make any sense?
Yeah, if you don't have too much duration on a tight LSA, it's going to be pretty snappy. But if you have too much duration on a tight LSA, you're going to get all kinds of chop and overlap, and it's going to spit gas out the exhaust and just kind of be a nightmare to idle and drive. It'll sing like crazy at 7,000 RPM, but
well, you can advance the cam. So let's say you run a 107, 108 like that. You can dial in 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees of advance and bring that power down low. You'll have a very punchy engine, but it's going to run out of steam at 5,000, 5,500.
Right.
Let's see.
They're all kind of.
Ventrice. Is it necessary to polish main and rod journals if the crank didn't need to be turned? You got to measure them, bro. It depends on the initial finish of the crank. So if you're dealing with a crank that's been tough dried or nitrided, that has a surface finish, chromed, that has a hard surface finish, then yeah, you should generally be able to just polish them out with a piece of cloth. But if it's a soft crank, so it's a cast crank, it's like a regular run-of-the-mill, it's a mid-1980s Chevy crank, that type of thing, right? Small block. And I don't mean to single them out. It applies to a lot of different engines. Then you need to make sure it's round before you polish anything. And if it's round and okay, so here's the thing. Okay, let's say you've got an engine that's got a soft surface crank, and you look at the journal and you see it's got lines. Okay, now you measure it, right, and you find that it measures within a thousandth of an inch of what it should be, which means that now you've just got very fine lines that are down into the crank. You're probably better off just leaving it alone. You'll have adequate oil clearance. The low spots, I wish what's his name was in here, Dan, because we were just talking about this. Solis. The lowest spots on that journal that are the ones you want to kind of polish to, they just fill with oil and it'll be fine. And the high spots of the journal will maintain the correct oil clearance. And so you have the correct distance between the journal and the bearing. So it's a judgment call, man. It's a judgment call. What are your 2 cents on that, Dr. Art?
If it didn't need to be turned, I like you say, make sure it's round, measure it in a couple spaces. If they're all, mostly the same, you measure it 2-3 different places, new bearings in it, and send it.
Yeah, but again, you got to be really careful about the original surface of the crank, because you could polish a nitrided crank, right, or tough dried, any of those surface finishes, you could polish them without worrying about making them egg shape. But if you've got a soft cast crank, you can polish it into an egg shape really easy.
Sure.
So you got to be careful with that.
Well, I went with, he says it didn't need to be turned, so I'm assuming it's all measured and still round and it's not all gouged up. Send it.
Conrad Francis. Oh, his picture there is of that old Hemi. What are the differences in classic Mopar manual transmissions? I picked up an A230 and bell housing at the E-Town spot meet and wondered if I should flip it or keep it on the shelf. So the A230 is a heavy-duty 3-speed, and they introduced that in 1970, and that was the standard transmission for manual 340 and 383 HP cars. They're strong. They're really strong. They're as strong as an A33 4-speed, but the gear spacing is not ideal for drag racing. Now, that said, in a pinch, one time, 40 years ago, I stuck one of those behind a 426 Hemi in a street race car just to make a run with it, because we had blown up our 4-speed stuff and we needed and I just happened to have a A230 and we stuck that in there with the stock bell housing, took the status shield out for the 4-speed, used the A230 bell housing, and it held up. So I would keep it. I would hold on to it if you got it at a good price. There's really no market for those things. Nobody wants the 3-speed unless they're like a fanatic. And their 71 Super B was originally 3-speed. A lot of people don't know that. 1970 Roadrunners, Super Bs, 340, 383 Barracudas, and Challengers. The standard transmission was at A230 3-speed. The 4-speed was an option.
You said you got it for $80. So if you got a transit,
hold on to it.
Yeah.
Hold on to it. You may need it in a pinch. If, let's say, you got a 4-speed car and you want to overhaul the transmission and you don't want to keep the thing laid up for a significant amount of time, throw the 3-speed in the car and drive it around till your 4-speed's done.
Or pick yourself up a 4-speed car and put the 3-speed in it, flip it, get your money back, and keep the 4-speed.
Yeah, too. I'll tell you right now, the 3-speed, people like to shit on the 3-speed transmission. You may lose a tenth in the quarter, okay, but they're so much more pleasant to drive. Like if your primary thing is just driving the car, and you have like you're in a city type of situation where there's a lot of upshifting and downshifting, that 3-speed is actually much more pleasant to live with on a daily than the 4-speed is. I've had both. I've had like identical cars that had both the A230 and the A833, and there's hands down the 3-speed is a more pleasant all-around car.
Just less work, yeah.
And the gear spacing works really well. Bad for drag racing, great for street driving.
The Thunder Falcon 289, he asked if a 727 is better than the 904. I think I can answer that one.
I automatically go with 727s. Because I've stockpiled a lot of 727 parts. B, I know the transmissions really well, and C, in stock form, they're pretty freaking tough. The weak link is the drum that tends to explode every once in a while. I was like, ooh, you know. But the 904 takes less power to turn, can ultimately, with the right parts, handle the same power that a 727 will, and it sucks like 3 or 4%, I forget, less power out of the because you spend the smaller stuff. I would, if you're serious, you have serious inquiries about that, I would get a hold of John Cope at John Cope Racing. He is the torque flight guru. This guy knows these transmissions. You know, I screw around with transmissions. I can rebuild one real quick, but I mean, I'm not a transmission guy where he is. So if you're trying to decide between the two and you really want an expert opinion, get a hold of John Cope. Let's see. What, explode on burnouts? No, the 904 doesn't explode. The 727 does. Power toys. Should I put headers on my 89 Firebird 350 TBI? Will it sound significantly better and free up 10 horsepower? What say you, Dr. Art?
It's not worth it for 10 horsepower.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that.
Your butt can't tell the difference between will it sound better? Yes. It's a Firebird. Your header's going to drag the ground and make noise and leak and cause all kinds of problems and make you yell at the car putting them in. Yeah, or you could just put a decent exhaust after those manifolds and have a happy life.
Yeah. Or you know what? No, it's a good bolting alternative. Find the tubes from a TPI, because you've got log exhaust manifolds on the TBI, but the TPI, the tube port injected of that same era, had really nice shorty, tube headers, and that would be like a direct bolt in, and they're factory good. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about warped flanges and welds coming apart and shit dragging on the ground. That might be a good alternative for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can probably find them for free. Zero is saying, boss, we staying Wednesday or because Thursday has been cool. We couldn't do yesterday because I had a thing at the dog club. So by the time I would have gotten back, it would have been really late. And we did the live here tonight this way because I'm still having wonky issues at the shop. It's not the router, it's not the computer, it's something in the interrupts. What the hell was that?
Sounded like something on dogs or something on your end.
It was like satanic voices. Oh, Darla.
Yeah, Darla wants to go out. Yeah.
You want to go out? All right. Dr. Art, we're over the 2-hour mark already.
Are we? Well, what the heck are we still doing here then?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, Molly wants to come in. Come here, Molly. Say hi to YouTube.
Say good night to everybody, Molly.
Oh, come on. Don't sit around in the chair. Come here. Oh, here comes the whole tribe. Here's her big sister, Winnie. Winnie, come here. Winnie, say hi. Say hi to YouTube. Well,
Winnie's not much on YouTube anymore. She left.
No, she used to love it. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here, give me this. One puppy. Shush. All right, guys. So it's. I want to spend some time with my dogs now. All right, guys. So Dr. Art. Oh shit! She took my mic. She just ripped the mic off my shirt. That's such a Molly thing to do. Dr. Art, what do we want to talk about? Fubar just put the link to my merch. Thank you so much, Fubar. It'll pay for the mic that she's no doubt only. Now she knows it exists. She's going to hunt it out and eat it before the night's over.
Yeah. Well, the only thing we get to talk about is the return of my channel, and we're probably going to do some cool stuff this weekend if the weather holds out.
What cool stuff you doing?
I don't know. We're gonna do burnouts in the Belvedere.
Oh yes, yes. So yes, stay tuned for Dr. We'll put all the good stuff on Dr. Art's channel. Where we blow it up. It's going to blow up, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, yes, go over there and sub to Dr. Art's channel.
Hit the notification button so you can see all this.
Hit the notification button. And are you still doing lives on Monday nights?
Yeah. We did. The last 2 Mondays actually were really well. Nice crowd, had a good time.
Excellent.
So, yeah, come see the show Monday night, 7 o'clock. Bring your pictures, bring your stuff. Bring the children, bring popcorn. It's a good time.
And I don't even know what I want to talk. I don't want to talk about anything really. I'm done. I want to
thanks to mods, kiss some babies, and let's go home. Yeah.
I want to thank our amazing mods, Zero, Fubar, Mexican Spec. Guys, thank you so much as always. Everybody contributed super chat. Always appreciated, but never expected. Thank you. And everybody contributed with your presence and your conversation. Thank you equally. Speaking for Dr. Art, we are eternally grateful for the time you give us. You click on our videos, believe me, we notice it. It means something. Thank you. And I think that's it. Do we leave anybody out?
No, we took care of everybody. We said thank you to everyone who needs to be thank you because they're all fantastic, and we can go now.
Yeah. Go trip by Mopar Al's channel and check out his Studebaker. I'm seriously impressed by this car. It's beautiful. And what else? We had K's Mopar. I'm sorry.
Yeah, K don't play.
K don't play. Don't play. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm murdering the name, but I have brain damage from motorcycles and race cars.
Yeah.
So yes, by all means, go check her out. And that's it, right? Yes.
Mopar K don't play. Yep.
Yep. All right, that's it, guys. Dr. Art, I'm gonna hit the end stream, and this is all gonna fade
we'll see you later.
Distant past. Good night, all.